na-overwhelmed ako actually. I never thought that the architecture is really that big. Sabi nga nila, architecture is jack of all trades. Sleepless nights, palagi na natin. Is it really worth it?
Hi everyone, we are fourth year architecture students from Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Manila. And today we are here at Aulos Architects to interview one of their esteemed architects, Architect Stephen Catobijan, as he shares his professional journey and insights into the field of architects. So let's welcome Architect.
We would like to ask you po about yourself by sharing your full name, your age, and also ano po yung current work niyo po ngayon sa Aulos.
I'm Architect Stephen Adriel Catobijan, 29 years old. I'm currently in a position as construction manager.
Gaano katagal na po kayo nandito po sa Aulos?
I've been working sa Aulos for 2 years.
Pero po, nagpapag-try na po kayo na mag-work sa ibang company po? Or first time po?
Yung Aulos is my fourth company.
Gaano katagal na po kayong nagtatrabaho from your
year na graduate?
Ako, nag-graduate po kayo.
So I've been working in the design and construction industry for almost 5 years.
Paano po kayo nag-come up sa pagpili po ng architecture as your profession?
Hindi ako na-influence ng peers, family, or any relatives. It turns out to be na pumasa naman ng civil engineer sa Mapua. Kaso kasi layo. So I chose practicality na lang on that side. Architecture ako, na-overwhelmed ako actually. I never thought that the architecture is really that big. When it comes to knowledge, sobrang lawak eh. Sobrang thankful ako na parang sabi ko, architecture pinili ko na, is it really worth it? Na sobrang hirap, mas na-amaze ako dahil sa mga learnings ko. Sabi nga nila, architecture is jack of all trades. So, sobrang lawak talaga ng nagiging span of knowledge natin.
Ask lang din po if mayroon po kayong background sa hobby niyo po sa arts, which nakakita po sa pagpili niyo po ng architecture?
Good question actually. So sa art, di ako maano talaga sa drawing. Ang naging edge ko sa art is ang mga dancing. Una parang di-disregard ko siya. Magkapit ba to? Pagka nagtrabaho. Pero truthfully, yes, nagagamit siya.
Yung next naman po is sa design process niyo naman po. Sa ano pong mga project yung nagtulak po sa inyo na mag-explore po ng mga new design ideas or methods po? Like, ano po yung mga challenges nyo? Like, yung mga naging requirements po ng clients, then paano nyo po na-balance yung creativity and practicality po sa project na yun?
Siyempre, may sinusunod tayong process or phase sa architecture sa design. Yung mga schematic, preliminary, final design, and of course, for construction. Bawat phase may kanya-kanyang weight, may kanya-kanyang bigat talaga yan. So, doon mo makakonsider yung practicality, yung creativity mo. Creativity when it comes to schematic, pagdating ng preliminary, doon na papasok in between, magka-clash na si practicality and si creativity. Then, once na ma-finalize na yun, mag-clash na yun, ma-finalize mo na yung design. Then, it never stops there kasi meron ka pa for construction. So, once na ma-finalize mo yung design with the client, it never stops there. Why? Kasi merong actuality na differences between the drawings and of course, site. Sa part na yun, meron ka ng drafted na design, fully it's for implementation na. As an architect, need pa rin natin ng flexibility of course. Meron din ang ginagawang process namin here in Aulos. From schematic or design development, nakapaloob yung preliminary, final design, and of course, yung for construction drawing. Then right after nun, tsaka magkakaroon ng process na turn over mo yung design kay construction team. Pagka-turn over, doon na i-execute ni ang construction team. From the middle part, from start to end, nandito sa gitna pa rin yung practicality, creativity. It so happens lang na at the first phase, mas priority si creativity, then magka-clash ng konti si practicality, creativity until the end of the project.
Additional question lang po. Ano po yung mga nagawa niyo pong project? More on residential po ba? Commercial?
Usually here in Aulos, we usually do mid to high-end residentials. Very challenging kasi syempre madaming add-ons sa mga utilities, building utilities. and ko-connect mo siya to architectural. So,
What's your approach po? Kaya paano niyo po ina-handle kapag kunyari po may nangyayaring unexpected po na site condition or kaya construction errors po sa isang project?
regarding for the site construction errors, we are creating a systematized construction dito sa OLOS. We do actually use na yung mga documentations. So naman tayo usually mga site inspection reports, conducted tayo ng mga ganun, and mga testing for check for QA/QC. Ang error kasi sa site, inevitable. Hindi naman natin pwede normalize. And mga reports from the construction team, daily, weekly reports, para at least keep on updated yung team, yung client, and every milestone should have a inspection reports. We usually do here in OLOS yung mga RFA, RFI. Doon papasok of course yung coordination between the team. Ang pinakamahalaga dito, ang ginagawa din namin sa OLOS of course, before you start the construction, you must have a BOM or BOQ. Dapat interconnected yung dalawang yun. Ang mayari naman doon, pag na-hit naman, that's good. Pag hindi, syempre, doon papasok na ngayon yung mga inspection reports, daily reports, na kung saan, bakit talaga delay, bakit naging ganito yung, ano yung naging cause ng delay. So, as an architect, kailangan lagi tayo nakaanda sa solusyon. Pinagandahan din naman sa construction is of course technicalities. Doon papasok yung mga critical thinking natin sa architect na paano natin gagawin ito.
Question po, how do you collaborate po with other professional engineers? And meron po bang mga common problems po na nag-occur?
Here in OLOS, actually, we are coordinating with consultants or other professions. Siyempre, ang sinaset up natin nun, for example, kasi maghiwalay si design and construction eh. We can start with the design. Sa design process naman, ang lumalabas nun, of course, ang ginagawa namin dito, nakadraft ka na ng plan. So, we are coordinating not only with the emails. Of course, we are coordinating with the drawings itself. So, dun pala sa drawings, nakalagay na yung mga web cloud, yung mga infos, notes, para at least babasahin na lang ni engineer. And better, ang sila-set up namin dito sa OLOS, of course, once na makapag-award na kami with the professional engineers na mag-handle ng other trade ng design. So we are inviting them, of course, also for a turnover to discuss what's the schematic architect or final architectural plan. Para at least pagkadating dun sa design development stage, papasok na sa architectural plan, magko-collab ngayon yung electrical, plumbing, structural. So in each way, it's a long process kasi lahat yan nagka-clash eh. In terms of may tatamaan kasi dito from architectural, pinaka-final, may tatamaan si plumbing kay structural, si electrical may tatamaan kay structural, di mo pwedeng sirain yung beam, poste, di ba? So, they must be well coordinated. And aside from that, of course, syempre, seeking for approvals and everything. After nung coordinate with the design part, sa construction naman, sa amin, how are we going to coordinate with the consultants or the other professions? Usually, we do inspection reports.
Additional question na po, sir.
Lang.
Since relating po sa ethical aspect po nung topic is, have you encountered po na meron pong client na may gustong-gusto po talaga siyang i-achieve na design pero hindi po siya kaya in practical terms, tapos may time po na sinabi niya po na tataasan niya po yung bayad, like may additional fee para po dun, para po masunod po yung plano niya, pero hindi po talaga siya pwede. Paano niyo po ina-approach si client in a professional way po?
Actually, I've encountered it, siguro bang hindi naman tataas na bilang ng kamay. So, ilan lang naman. Pero syempre, you have, first of course, kailangan mo na identify ano yung pino-point out niya na gusto niyang paiba sa design or construction ko naman yun. Pag-aaralan mo muna, of course, you need to be prepared, well-informed. Then, pag na-figure out mo na and na-assess mo na, be prepared yung bala na ganito yung magiging outcome. So, in a way, dapat na-explain mo siya na hindi ganun ka-technical kasi i-consider mo yung kausap mo. So, dapat i-explain nyo fully, i-walk through siya. Pag nagawa ka ng design changes, hindi lang basta, ay sige, unlimited revision, unlimited design, di ba? Pero hindi, may kapalit siya kasing cost. Tell them first, what's the impact, yung magiging cost, damages. Then, tell them ano yung magiging solution for this.
To follow up po yung question po niya. Paano po pag yung mga super stubborn po talaga yung client na gusto niya pong ipabago talaga or kahit ano pong explanation na dapat po na kailangan po ng itong materials, ayaw pa rin po talagang pumayag. Ano pong ginagawa niyo para po malagpasan po yun?
Actually, yun sa part na yun, we're doing of course documentation sa part na yun ng contract document. So, sa contract of course, na syempre ni-insist ni client na architect, engineer, gusto ko ito ay non-negotiable, ganyan. Sige ma'am, basta, termahan nyo muna. Dito papasok ngayon yung variation order or change order. So, you have to document everything and have them approve or sign.
So, to sum it all up po, ano po yung advice po na pwede mabigay po sa amin as an architect po? Lalo na po kami na magtitisis na po next year. So, ano po pwede tips and tricks po? Lalo na po yung para po maging successful po yung mga future projects po namin.
As you may know, na-invite din kasi ako na sa TIP QC ng jury. So, nag-jury din ako. And what my advice to you, young students, sa phase na lang muna ng sa college year nyo, laging sinasabi sleepless nights. Diba? Pero masyadong gas-gas na yun eh. Advice ko sa inyo sa design, so take it more seriously. Sa part ng design 8, 9, 10 nyo, I really suggest for you to give more time dun sa mga studies nyo. Siyempre, pagdating nyo ng design 9 and 10, dun nyo na i-apply lahat ng mga pinag-aralan nyo from your first year to fourth year. Malaki yung magiging edge nyo. And always take note pag nagtitesis kayo, naglagay kayo ng item sa board. Kung ano yung nilalagay nyo, alam nyo. And last advice is, when you design, always take note to yourself na ikaw yung nandun, ikaw yung user. You have to make a story to yourself. So, it's not about only you as an architect, but it's all about the team. It's all about the collaboration. It's all interconnected with each other. You have to focus muna, of course, with your stories, to check ano ba yung gusto nyo na piliin sa thesis. And right after that, makuha niya, ma-approve ng kung sino ng advisor or prof nyo dun, design niya. That's the time to give the best out of you pagdating ng design din. And always take to your mindset na magiging top ka na, magiging top ka na. Ano, parang at least it motivates you na, di ba, to give you courage to pursue. We have all different phases. So we have to respect with it. And huwag kang mawalan ng pag-asa. Okay, huwag kang mawalan ng pag-asa to take another and to fight for it kung ano gusto mo talaga for architecture. So, yeah, I think that would be
So, this certificate is proudly presented to architects Stephen Kapitan for the experience of interview and sharing his profession.
1, 2